Type in the chat room. You can give me a thumbs up. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Hi, everyone. Fantastic, fantastic. I love that we are responding. This is amazing. This is amazing. Fantastic. Just give me a second. Okay, fantastic. I'm sharing my screen now. I'll do a brief introduction and we'll get to the meat of the day. Okay, fantastic.
All right.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So, welcome to today's masterclass. Today's masterclass is about how to begin a career as a business analyst. Are we excited to be here? If you're excited, give me a nice emoji, any emoji that you can think of, just put it in the chat room. You can give me a thumbs up, anything. I love that. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I love your emojis. Only just 2 people have given me emojis. Okay, I've seen some giving me thumbs up in the participant list. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So today we are here talking about the business analysis program. We're talking about how to begin a career in business analysis. How many of us have heard about Tenalytics before? Is this our first time hearing about Tenalytics? Is this our first time attending a Tenalytics masterclass? If it's your first time, you can type a 1 in the chat room. If you have attended more than once, you can give me XX. So if it's your first time, type 1. If you have attended more than once, type X twice as XX. Let me know that I've attended more than once. Fantastic. I see some of us who have been in previous Tenalytics masterclasses. Fantastic, amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. But I also see some of us who were just joining Tenalytics for the first time. So I'm going to do a brief introduction, right? So Tenalytics is a cutting-edge educational technology firm that is dedicated to lowering the barrier to entry to the tech space, right? And we are really, really dedicated towards the people of Black origin, because we've seen that most of us think that tech is hard to enter. Tech is this, tech is that. We've built up in barriers in our minds, and we're telling you that no, it's not hard to enter this thing. We need more Africans in this space. The world is going global. The world is adopting new technologies every day. We need more Africans in this space, right? So we are dedicating ourselves to helping Africans climb their career ladder, whatever it may be, enter the tech space and achieve their career goals. Now, we offer best-in-class trainings, as well as other value-added services, which we'll talk about later. But we have 7 programs, and you are in one of the programs right now, which is the Business Analysis Masterclass. Now, we have facilitators, which we are going to meet one of our facilitators in today's masterclass, who is an amazing experienced professional. I'm going to read her introduction very soon. But apart from her, we have facilitators all across the world that facilitate with Tenalytics. We are dedicated to bring people who have done this career path that we're interested in, who are doing this thing day to day, interacting with these tools, interacting with this technology, and are dedicated to have more Africans like them in this space. Now, it could be Africans who are abroad, it could be Africans who are home in Africa, right? It could be Africans anywhere. The world is a global village where you interact with people across the world, right? So we have facilitators who are knowledgeable, right? Now, why are we here? I'm just going to do like a very, very short introduction, and I'm going to allow Linda take over. I'm going to allow Linda take over. Basically, we are saying that why is the business analysis program very important? Why are companies looking for business analysts? Why are companies hiring business analysts? Companies, you're always seeing there's this business analyst, different titles, different things, which we are going to talk about later on, right? But we're seeing that companies have realized that quite a number of their projects, approximately 40% of their projects, fail due to lack of planning. And we're seeing that with the right skill sets, with the right knowledge base, with the right guidance, right, you can be the person that will help companies to solve this problem, And that's what we call the Master Business Analyst program at Analytics, right? That's the Master Business Analyst program at Analytics. And to get into this, we are going to talk about 4 things today. The first thing is we're going to get our hands busy. We've promised a practical masterclass, and we have one of the best professionals in the world here with us, Linda, right? We're going to get our hands busy, get practical. We're going to discuss the pathway to becoming a business analyst, plus gaining international work experience, right? We also have a special offer for those of us, and we're going to discuss integrally the Analytics Growth Internship Program, right? We're going to talk about how that helps you and how that comes into play to help you achieve this goal which you want to achieve. So without further ado, before I introduce Linda, I would like to get a feel of where we're joining from. I didn't introduce myself, so my name is Nene. My name is Nene Effiecient. I am currently a senior financial planning professional with Zilus, which is a company in the UK. We are the only authorized licensee for Nike in the United Kingdom, and I work as a senior FP&A. I also work with the Analytics team. I lead the financial analytics program, and I'm here today collaborating business analysis for this masterclass. Right, so I'm currently in the UK. I'd like to get a sense of where we're joining from. Okay, fantastic. Arinze from Nigeria. Nice to have you here. Please just drop your locations. I'd like to know where we're joining from. Gambia, fantastic. I'm seeing Gambia, Nigeria, amazing. That's the beautiful thing, right? I'm seeing Uganda, fantastic. Nigeria, Dubai, fantastic. That's the beautiful thing about virtual learning. The fact that you can get the same quality of training, the same quality of education, the same quality of knowledge that someone in a completely different geographical location is getting. Fantastic. I've seen UK, I've seen Uganda, I've seen Ghana, I've seen Dubai, oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. This is amazing. Now, just introducing Linda. Linda is a business analyst with over 10 years experience. Now, do you understand this new field that we're talking to you about? We're trying to explain what business analysis is. Linda has been doing this for 10 years. So you can see we have the hottest people who know their onions coming to discuss this program with you and coming to train you on this, right? Like I said, today is a practical masterclass before we go into other things, right? So as an expert business analyst, Linda has worked with top organizations across the globe, right? Including the Bureau of Market and Social Research in Ghana, Meta, Fox and Integrated Oil and Gas Limited. She is versatile, she is fantastic, she is exposed, she is everything. Linda, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Would you like to take over?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fantastic. Please, as Linda takes over, let's give a round of applause as Linda comes to share her nuggets with us. Please, you can drop a nice emoji, clapping emoji, or you can use the icon, emoji icon in Zoom. Okay, Linda, please, you have the floor.
All right, thank you very much. Can everyone hear me clearly? All right, okay. Good to be here. I was really going to introduce myself, but I mean, she's already done she's done a good job at introducing who I am and what I do. Yeah. So just quickly, I'll just share my screen. So we'll be looking at Jira, just to give us insight into why it's very important as a business analyst to being able to use a lot of the business analysis tools. Yeah, so a quick dive into LinkedIn, you would obviously realize that most of the business analysis job, you will find their JD, that's a job requirement, focusing on, we want someone who understands how to use Jira. I'm sure if you just do a run through of most of the BA jobs on LinkedIn right now, you would definitely find about 4 jobs requiring you to understand the use of Jira, because it's very important. So Jira helps us to be able to employ the agile methodologies, and a lot of companies are moving into using agile for project delivery. So before I go into sharing my slides and then taking us through Jira, because this is a very practical class. Yeah, so if you have your laptops, a phone might not be ideal, but if you have your PC, your desktop or your laptop, that would be ideal for if you want to go through the sessions with us. But I'm sure you would also be shared the recordings as well. So without speaking too much, let me just quickly share my screen and we will take it up from there. All right. Put it in there. Okay. This is who Linda is. I will just use 5 minutes to introducing myself again. I am a certified business analyst. I have been in this field for a while before I joined. I did lecturing for 2 years, 2 universities, one university in Nigeria, another university outside of Nigeria. I also transitioned into a normal role outside of teaching. And the first role that I took on was a business development executive role, which I did for 1 year in an aviation company, with an aviation company rather. I then transitioned into data analysis and now business analysis. So I have been working as a business analyst for a while, and I'm not looking to transitioning away from that course because this has opened a lot of opportunities for me. I mean, countless opportunities. With the consulting field, I learned a lot working on different projects, both within the private sector and public sector, the banking, fintech industry. I've also learned a lot delivering different types of projects that have amounted to different, huge sums of money for companies, FMCG as well. So you can see how I have transitioned across sectors. This is just to give us, sorry, you might want to mute your mic. This is just to give us an insight into the fact that this particular role is not a limiting factor when it comes to the domain, when it comes to your domain. So what I'm trying to say is that as a business analyst, you can work in different sectors. So you can be in the banking, you want to do insurance, you want to do, and that's why there are vast opportunities available. Also, besides my full-time role, I do freelancing as well. And one interesting opportunity that came up for me was when I took on my first freelancing gig, with one of the consulting firms in the US. The job interview was just very simple. They reached out to me on LinkedIn and they asked if I was interested in taking up the role. Obviously, who would not want to be living in Nigeria and earning USD? I immediately jumped on the fact that I want to be interviewed. And because it was like my first interview with a company outside of Nigeria, I was a bit tense. I was looking out for some friends who currently do freelancing. What are some of the questions that you will be asked? And I was very surprised. I got into that. I sat down with the interview panel. It was done virtually. And it was just straight to the point questions. Okay, first of all, obviously, tell me about yourself. And then the only question that stayed consistently was just trying to understand, my use of Jira. Yeah. And how I was able to break down what Jira was to them and what I could use Jira to do. That was just the motivating factor for them to bring me on board without having to go through several interview processes, as that was the norm for the consulting firm. So you can already, that's just to encourage us to just know that all of the skills that you would learn, in this, obviously the one you're going to be learning today, which is Jira, is just about 10% of what is expected of you. So there are a lot of things as well that you need to learn to become someone who is ready to go into the job market, to apply for a role as a business analyst, process modeling, all of that. And I believe 10 Analytics also, Analytics will share all of those things later on. But what I'm here to do is to open your mind and teach you how to use Jira. Yeah, from a basic perspective. This is not an advanced understanding of Jira. All right, so that's who I am. That's my career journey projected to you. And yeah, Jira. So let's just talk about what Jira is before we go right into the platform Jira, and I will show you all of the things that I want you to know today. Jira is a popular project management tool developed by Effiecient. What do we use Jira for? Briefly, we're going to be looking at how we track issues on Jira. So that's one of the things that we use Jira for. But the most important thing that we use Jira for, which is why companies are really beckoning on the use of Jira, we have quite a number of project management tools. I mean, sometimes I really wonder why, Effiecient company has found a niche in the market, because it's almost like most companies, both in the US and even in Nigeria, would always want to have an insight into your understanding of Jira, because most companies will always want to buy Jira, yeah? And I believe the attraction for Jira is centered on this agile methodology support. So Jira is one of the tools that helps to support agile methodologies. And a lot of companies are moving from using waterfall to agile. Yes, I will mention a lot of terminologies that you might not be used to. Please understand that it's a very short masterclass. And when you have fully insight into all of the cost models for business analysis, you would have understanding of all of the terminologies that I'm using. For instance, I talked about waterfall, and now I'm talking about agile. This course is really not to run through everything, because that means we would sleep on this call. It's just to focus on one aspect of what is expected of you, or the skill expected of you as a business analyst, which is Jira. So Jira really helps us it covers all of the agile methodology support for companies. And because most companies are moving into agile, no wonder why they will always want you to know how to use Jira before coming in. So that's really what I want to center my discussions on before we move into Jira. And so this will be shared with you as well. These are the steps that we're going to be using and what we're going to be looking at, from the practical perspective. So at any point, if you get stuck, you can always leverage on using the slides, or you would listen to the recordings. I think that would really help you. All right. So we go into Jira. Sorry, I think I need to reshare my entire screen. I'm only sharing just one window. So please pardon, let me share my entire screen so that when I navigate in between screens, you're okay. Please, can you hear me? I don't know, is my voice low? Are you okay with my voice? Do I need to increase my volume? You're good. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay. Move this here. See if I can hide this. Okay, let me just leave that. So you can go on to any of your choice browser. Some people still prefer to use Safari. I have a friend who uses Safari till date, even though they have, Chrome and all of that, they still want to use Safari. So you can just go onto your choice browser and just, type Jira. Yeah. And then also there are people who would prefer to use the downloaded versions from their Play Store. Most times I like not to clog my my PC with too many apps installed so as not to slow the processes here. So I usually just leverage on using the web version. So if you want to use the web version of Jira, all well and good. If you want to have it downloaded, from your Play Store, you can as well go ahead but the web version works perfectly okay. Yeah, so you just go onto the site Jira. So Jira is a product within the Atlassian. So Atlassian is a company, yeah, and they have several products, which Jira software happens to be one of their very popular products. They have quite a number of products here. They have Jira software. Jira software is used for project and issue tracking. So when I say issue tracking, when I go onto Jira, I will explain it. I believe that when you explain things from a practical perspective, people get it faster than when you're just showing a couple of slides. So when I talk about project and issue tracking, I will show you what some of the issues are and what we are tracking using Jira software. Atlassian also owns Confluence. Confluence is actually more like a document repository. Yeah, so it has several templates. If, for instance, you want to document your meeting notes as a business analyst, one of the key things that we do is constantly having meetings and sessions with stakeholders to understand what their needs are. So that's our core role. That's why you see most jobs on LinkedIn for business analysis, and they would say that they are looking for somebody with an amazing, with a very good verbal and communication skill, because oftentimes, not even often, all the time, you're constantly collaborating and talking with people. In fact, I think most of the things I do every day is just to jump on calls from one meeting to the other. So if I always tell people that if you're someone that, it takes you to be around people, then this might not be a good job role for you. But if you have no issues talking, you have no issues listening, then this might be the perfect role for you. So a lot of times you are in different meetings. So Confluence helps us to record all of those meetings, because it's the outcome of those meetings that translates into the requirements, into the documentations that you're going to be providing to your developers to help build whatever it is that you're looking out to build to satisfy the needs of your words, to satisfy your business needs, to satisfy the needs from your business, rather. Remember that as a business analyst, you are the intermediary between the business, what they want, and the developers, who is going to help you give the business what they want. Yeah? So I'm trying to really explain all of those things in the shortest possible time. So Confluence helps you capture all of those things. And also Confluence helps you capture so many things on agile methodology. Agile methodology is a course on its own, yeah, but it's also a course model within the business analysis. So I'm really not going to, dive into teaching all of the agile methodologies, but Confluence helps us to capture all of the events, all the ceremonies that happens within the agile methodology. Jira service management. Usually Jira service management is usually for IT support. When you're in your companies and then your laptop suddenly breaks down, or you have an email login issues, and then you reach out to the IT people and you have to raise a ticket, log your issues. Really, that's what the Jira service management does. Some companies do use it, but oftentimes companies usually go for the Jira software. And for Trello, you might have heard of Trello as well. Trello does something very similar as what we have for Jira software. But the Jira software, I would say that it's ahead of Trello because it helps to manage all of our agile support. So that's just insight into some of the products within Atlassian. Yeah. All right. So quickly, let's just look at the pricing. Reason I'm looking at the pricing is I have a good reason why we need to look at it. So for Jira, we have a free stance. The free stance allows you to onboard about 10 users. So the moment you have more than 10 users onboarded on Jira, then you have to either pay, use any of this pricing, either you're going for standard or premium. But if you want to use a free version, then you only have to have up to 10 users. So I always advise people that whenever you have learned a very practical course, it's always advisable to quickly start using it. I remember one time in secondary school, I learned how to drive, and I assumed driving was theory. After learning how to drive, I did not touch a car. And so when it was time to touch a car, everything I learned just disappeared, because it was now left with me and what I learned and my fears. So that's how practical courses are. You will be so confident that, you remember all the things, sometimes you practicalize theory in your head and it becomes so, you are so sure of it. But trust me, if you don't get your hands dirty, you are just joking around with whatever it is that you have all the theory you have playing in your head. So if you want to have a group of friends come together to say, let's come together to build our knowledge of Jira, ensure that you're not onboarding more than 10 users. That's the reason why I wanted to show us the pricing mechanism. So you're here. Once you're here, remember I said you should type Jira on any choice browser of yours. You can just quickly click on Get It Free to go into Jira. You can click on Next. If you want to select, you can select this. You can select a second product. First of all, we are going with Jira software and we want to add a product. Confluence is usually what we'll go with, because you do hand-in-hand work with Confluence and Jira. So you can click on Next to sign into Jira. So now I already have an available stance on Jira. So it's not letting me sign in with another account. Yeah. So I can just quickly, I'm just trying to sign in with another account. If I'm to use another account and not use the existing one, I'll just click on use another account and I can type in my email. Yes, so the reason why I'm showing you this is just to let you know that the only process that you're going to be missing is just the process of keying your email. Currently, I only have one email. So if I key in this email, it's going to tell me that this email has already been used. And I've used my private email already, teaching Jira in the past. So I will just have to leverage on going back to sign in, sign in using my existing email accounts. So for any reason you are stuck, using that process, please let us know. And then they are going to be asking you to provide a site. Once you've keyed in your email, the next thing will be provide a site. Yeah. So the sites, one thing I like to note here is that whatever site you're providing, make sure is in small caps. Once you have your site in capital letters, it's a problem. So everything you're doing should be in small letters. Yeah. So you can have, for instance, let's just say Linda is saying that, let's see, the site has already been taken. So let me add more numbers. It's already taken. So you can play around with numbers. Yeah, just play around with numbers. Once this site has not been taken, then you get the green tick, which shows that what you are okay now. You're trying. The site you're using is a unique site. It hasn't been used by anyone. But if I'm to remove one of these letters, number rather, it's saying that the site is already taken. So feel free to add as many numbers as you can, because Linda is a popular name. So it's possible that a lot of people would have used my name to creating their own site. So feel free to add unique numbers so that you can get a unique site to use. And so once you're good and you have the green tick, it means that your site is unique. You can go ahead towards click agree and move ahead. So you're going to be getting this popping up. One moment your site is starting up. Yeah, so we have the Jira software and the Confluence. It's about starting up. So hopefully this doesn't really take much of our time. I will just go into one of the existing sites that I have, but it's just supposed to load in, and the next thing you would see would be something looking like this, welcoming you to Jira. But I will still be checking, I'll be checking this, and just so that we achieve all that we have planned to achieve today. So I might just, okay, I think we're already good. Site is already starting. It's loaded already. Okay, so this is the next process that comes up on your screen after you have already created a unique site name. Remember, once again, one of the tips is not to use a capital letter. So you always use small letters, and you can do a combination of small letters and numbers. Once you use a capital letter, it's just really going to, you just waste time. It's not going to accept. So that's the tip to give you, so that you don't waste all your energy just trying to create a site. So now there are several projects that you're going to be working on as a business analyst. I have worked on projects for HR departments. I have worked on projects for finance departments. I have built core banking solutions. I have worked on back-end projects, that's API projects. So as a business analyst, oftentimes one of the reasons why this role is very interesting, because I don't think I really explain how I have moved. I'm a mover. They call me mover. Yeah. So I transition careers very quickly once it's getting boring for me, because I'm someone that I hate monotonous tasks. So the moment I feel like I am just doing the same thing every time, I get really depressed. And that's why I really move. I move across roles. Yeah. So but it's surprising how I have been able to stay in this business analysis role for a very long time. And obviously, it boils down to the fact that I have been able to work on several projects. For instance, I have never worked as an HR personnel, but I know most of the processes within HR, because for you to help HR deploy solutions, you as a business analyst, you have to be able to understand the processes within the HR department. Now, what we do, a lot of companies, why, why is the business analysis within the tech team? Every company now is trying to automate their processes. I'm very sure that there are very few companies you work in today and you find loads of papers everywhere. Most companies are going paperless. I think I mentioned to someone that it's been a while I worked with a company that has a printer, because all our documentations are paperless. There's really no need to have a printer. That's my department. I have not worked in IT departments, do not even need printers, because if IT is using printer to date, then it's a problem for us, because every company is automating a lot of their processes. They are trying to streamline their processes. They are trying to ensure that people do things seamlessly. I don't see any reason why I should spend hours doing a particular task. I should be able to ensure that I create a very seamless process to help me get done with work very easily. And that is why so many companies are moving into using IT to be able to automate their process. Why are you needed as a business analyst? You're needed to come in to help the business understand what their needs are. So many times they just come up to you and they say, Linda, I'm tired of doing things this way. What do you want? Oftentimes they can't even express what they want. So based on your understanding of delivering projects, based on your understanding of being able to understand how to write functional requirements, you would carry all of that experiences into that new company that has hired you as a business analyst. And then you guys sit together, because part of the things that you're going to be taught as a business analyst is, number one, how to gather requirements, because that is your key thing. That's your key skill. So you gather all of those experiences. And when you're sitting together with a business, the person is telling you, I want to do this, I want to do this. You are helping the business document their needs and also working together with your developers who you are going to be working with to helping the business document the functional requirement that is needed to address those needs. So oftentimes as business analysts, we are called the mothers in the team. You know how mothers are the ones in the family that knows where your husband's clothes are. You know where your children's clothes are. Oftentimes, even the husband comes to meet you. I think I saw one funny joke on social media, and the doctor was asking the guy if he has taken his drugs, and he was asking the wife if he has taken the drugs. So that's why we are referred to as the mother of the team, because it is expected that you are the middleman between the business, who is obviously all the time very disgruntled about the way they do things, and they want to improve their process. And you are the middleman between the developers, who is going to be helping the business address their needs. So in addressing the needs, it will warrant you to work on several projects. So what Jira is helping you to do is, when you want to start working on the project, how do you capture all of those projects? And that is why Jira as a platform is used by most companies to be able to capture your project. Let's say, for instance, HR has come to us and they are saying, we want to standardize onboarding flow. We have people from procurement having a different onboarding process, people from IT having different onboarding process. We want to standardize the onboarding flow and automate one particular process so that everyone goes into that portal to log. Sorry, I'm talking about leave. Let's standardize the leave flow. Yeah, you have procurement having a different leave process, leave request process. You have IT having a different leave process. Let's standardize this leave request flow so that we have an automated system where everyone can log their leave. So by the time people log their leave in one system, that would even give visibility into some sort of an analytics for the HR department. So the HR department will have an insight into how many people are currently on leave, how many people are missing, all of those things. If everyone is filling their leave manually in paper, HR will not even know how many people are missing in each department. So by the time we have that centralized system to be able to, where people can log in and then apply for leave, different types of leave, HR will have insight into, okay, Mr. A is on maternity leave, this one is on paternity leave. And that is only possible when you automate the system. So let's say, for instance, now, the HR departments, they've decided that we're going to be working on automating or standardizing their leave request flow. And we decide to name the project leave request. Or let's say standardizing, I think that's a very serious name. Let's just say leave request flow as a project. You can put automate process. So that's the name of our project here. Yeah? So you come in here and you would click project. Jira helps us to integrate with some of these existing, apps. For instance, if your company is using Microsoft Teams, Jira is automated. Jira now, the way my Jira is so seamless for me is I have a Jira bot on my Microsoft team. I do not necessarily have to go to my email when I receive a Jira request. My bot, it appears as a message on my Teams. For those of us that are already used to using Microsoft Teams, it just appears as someone that is chatting you in your DM. It's just like WhatsApp, someone sending you a message in your DM. That's how my Jira request comes in, because I've been able to integrate it. So that's just what some of this thing does. So for the purpose of this class, we're not integrating any of these, so we can just go ahead to skip. So here we are on Jira, yeah? So this is the first project that we have created on Jira, yeah? So now this is our Jira. Let's quickly run through the settings, yeah? Let's talk about what we have on our settings. You can go to the user management. When it comes to setting up Jira, there is another role called Jira administrator. They are heavily paid for it. So some of you on this call have not even really determined if you want to do whatever you want to do. But as business analysts, I talked about the fact that the first, freelancing gig that I got, it was just based on my understanding of Jira. I even went into talking about some of the settings on Jira, and I didn't need to go through several processes just to be able to get that role. So I am someone that I like not to really limit myself. I try to always go beyond. So for settings, you might just want to have an idea what happens in settings. Really, what is very concerning for us is just trying to onboard new team members. So if you have, for instance, you have a couple of friends who want to transition in career, and you guys are already saying, I think we should start adding Jira as one of the things that we know, and probably add it to our LinkedIn skill. You might want to put in their email addresses here. You type in their email address, type in the email address, and add your team members. Remember, I mentioned that if you're going to be leveraging or using the free version, you cannot add more than 10 people. So a lot of times, please make sure that you're adding just about 9 people on the team. The moment you go beyond 10, then your credit card will be needed. So you can add these guys here. For instance, I'm just going to joke around with this call-out email. That's not an actual email address. Just joke around with it. Yeah. So I've invited the user. So the moment I invite this user, it appears under my user list, but it's just going to be showing invited. Yeah, because an invite has been sent. The moment this person accepts the invite and gets onboarded on Jira, is going to be showing active. So you can look at some of these existing Jira accounts I have. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So you can see here, this person was invited, and this person accepted the invite. An email will be sent to you. You just click on that email, that login, accept invite email, and it will take you here. The moment you get here, you would know that this person is active. So for instance, if you're going to be working together as a group and you're sending your friends invites and they are saying, oh, I'm not seeing it, or I've joined, you can come in here to view their status. If they are really part and they've joined, you should be able to see if it's active, or if the person, is just within the status is what invited. So that's all we need to know. Remember that once you have put in their email address, just click on add members. Do not add more than 10 members. All right. All right, so okay, another thing that I want us to look at is also things on issues. Yeah. 1 second. All right. So this is settings, and I quickly just navigate. I took my cursor towards issues. When we are doing practical things and you are not with your PC, one thing that I always do is I write the process step, right? So how the person is moving across screens, I write it. I do not expect you to become perfect just by listening to me, except obviously your IQ is very high. For me, I usually will not get it if I don't have things jotted. So the process steps that I would jot down is what I will now take back when my laptop is available, I'll follow that process step to see if I got what the person did. Yes, so that's why I'm taking my time to just show you when I tell you when I click on the screens, what is it. So where I'm currently looking at now is settings. I'm looking at settings. Okay. So I'm currently looking at settings. This is the setting icon. It has this I don't know how to use, but once you take your cursor to it, it tells you what each of these icon means. Yeah. So once you take your cursor closely, you hover around it, it shows you that it's settings. So this is settings that I'm clicking on, and I'm navigating to issues. I just want to quickly touch on the issue type. So when I say that Jira helps us to track our issues, this is what I'm referring to. So on Jira, there is something called an epic. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to talk about this. There's a whole course on its own. So epics, bugs, this is even new, improvements. It wasn't there. Epic, bugs, story, and tags and subtags. These are ways we capture our requirements. Remember when I said earlier in the course that as a business analyst, your main role is to talk to the business. Let them tell you what their problems are. Talk to me. What are your problems? What is stressing you? What do you want to change? How do we improve your work? How do we make you work better? Yeah, so I'm giving an instance of if the problem is within the company. If the problem is out of the company, maybe the end users outside of the company, it's still the same questions you're going to be asking, because you just want to understand how to make them happy, how to improve their user experience. So all of those things that they're going to be saying to you are the things that you're going to be capturing as the requirements, the things that they want to see in the system. So your requirements are usually broken down into epics, bugs, stories, tags, and subtags. For your epics, your epics are, they call them the big baby, the bigger story that needs to be broken down. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're writing requirements for somebody, and the person has told you that, so let's say you're writing, let's even give a very practical daily example so that we don't bog our minds with things that happen within work. Let's use our everyday lives as an example. I have spoken to somebody on the call, and I'm telling you, walk me through your processes. For instance, from the time that you wake up in the morning till the time you get to your workplace, I want to understand all of the things that you do. So that's my question when I say walk me through your process. And then somebody wakes up to say, or somebody answers on the call by saying, when I wake up, the first thing I do is I pick up my phone. Others will say, I pick up my religious books. Others will say, the first thing I do is I use the restroom. Everyone will have different processes that happen within the same period. For instance, let's say the morning period, we're trying to capture all of your processes in the mornings. You would have different people saying different things. Now say I walk up to everyone as a business analyst. I am able to analyze each of your process and understand how each of you spend your time in the morning, and then have an insight into which of the people who spend more time on productive things and people who spend less time on productive things. There are people who probably spend more time, doing things that are not productive. Yeah. When I mean productive, things that would not translate into any sort of value for you. These are different processes amongst different people on this call. Now, let's say you have come to me now to say, how can you help me improve my processes? And then I tell you that capture all your morning processes, capture all your afternoon processes, and capture all your evening processes. There are many things you're going to write to me that happens in the morning. Remember, all of the things that you're going to write to me that happens in the morning, if you sum it to call it your morning process, it is what we refer to as your epic, because it is a big baby that needs to be broken down. So your epic becomes your morning process. Now, all of the nitty-gritty things that you do in the morning are what we refer to as what? Stories. Each of the things that you do in the morning is what we refer to as what? Stories. Then tasks are also gotten from stories. So there are some things that you do in the morning that needs to be broken down into two. For instance, one of the what's an example that I can give? Let's say there's an activity that you do in the morning. It's also a big activity. You have to do two things to be able to complete the activity. Let's say, for instance, before you shower in the morning, you have to either brush your teeth, or you have to do number two. So some of these things are smaller tasks within the story which is what? Having your bath. So all this can be broken down into tasks and subtasks. I'm just trying as much as possible to explain this in the very simplest way, but this is actually a full classes, like it's a whole course on its own that would give you further clarity. This masterclass is actually centered on Jira, but I can't really achieve much teaching you Jira without letting you know the things that Jira is used for. And that's why I'm trying as much as possible to be able to explain some of these things in the simplest means as possible. Now, another thing that we'll quickly touch on before we look at other aspects of Jira is bug. So bug is mostly a problem. Oftentimes whenever you go on apps or most of these your apps on Android or iOS, and you're about to do things and then you are having issues, they are called bugs. Maybe you're having an error for those that are in Nigeria. One of your major problems, if I ask you, will always be some of the banking failures. I remember one particular bank, GT, had, they did some UX designs on their mobile app. And by the time they deployed the new app, they locked everybody out. So I thought I was the only one having problems until I went on their IG. So that's an example of certain bugs that happens when we deploy solutions. So when those bugs are captured, as business analysts, we are supposed to work with the developers quickly to address those issues so that it does not impede, business process. So that's where we capture it as bug. And that's the best part of Jira. That differentiates Jira from every other project management tool. Because when you're setting up things on Jira, you can set up issues that either bugs or epics. Everyone who knows would know that this is a bug that needs to be addressed. Yeah. So that's just explaining some of the issues. So when I say Jira is for issue tracking, these are some of the issues that we track on Jira. Now, the first thing we're going to do is to create a project. Yeah. So you click on, let me go back so that for some of you that probably just took your eyes off for 1 minute, let's just go back again to what I did. Let's go back. Okay, sorry, 1 second. Okay. Okay. So here you can see your work, your project, your filters, your dashboard, your teams, your app. I came to what? Project. There is a drop down here. You click on the drop down and you click on create projects. So Jira is going to give you different templates and suggest template for you. But a lot of times as business analysts, the two templates that we use are mostly template within the software, because most of your job will be on developing softwares. So when I mean software, it's not a very big grammar. Software are all of the things that you use within your laptop. Hardwares are the actual PC, those hard things, while the software are the apps, those things that make, that works within the hardware, within your PC. So all the apps that you find, your mobile apps, for instance, if you work in a bank as business analyst, you're going to be working on a lot of banking channels, your USSD, your mobile app, you're going to be deploying a lot of solutions around core banking applications. These are the applications that helps the other part of the business sell product to you. Yeah, so these are things that we refer to as softwares. So as business analysts, you're going to be working on a lot of software projects, which is what I mentioned earlier. So you might want to navigate to software. Other departments, human resource, marketing might come to Jira and use it, but we often rely on the software development template as business analysts. So we have something called the Kanban and the Scrum and bug tracking. Yeah. So Jira has been able to give us several templates that we can use. Kanban templates, I'm not going to be looking at it because of time. Kanban, you're going to be taught in subsequent classes. Kanban is really when you're not working on a project that is time boxed. So if you're not working on project that requires you to do, if you're working on an agile methodology project, Kanban is really not your go-to person, because for agile projects are time boxed, and that's why most companies are using it. So when I mean time box is that for agile project, we work in sprints. So we work in sprints. For instance, if somebody comes in now, I was using HR as an example, or let's use our everyday life. You said I should help you to improve your processes, all the things that happen within the day. And I'm working on your morning process, I'm working on your afternoon process, I'm working on your evening process. So if I want to use agile methodology, for instance, I will want to put your morning processes in sprint 1. So within a 3-week sprint, for instance, I would have concluded helping you understand the things that you do within your mornings that are not productive. Now in sprint 2, I might say that I want to do all of the things that happen in the afternoon. How do you do? What are the things that you spend your time, your day on in the afternoon? I might want to, be able to identify the non-productive and your productive time spent on activities in the afternoon. So then in your evening, I can take it to be sprint 3. So when I put how to help achieve your needs in sprints, then it means that I'm working on agile methodology. But that is just the very summarized version. Then bug tracking. I already talked about bug tracking. There are a lot of times when you work on projects and you deploy solutions and you experience bug. Yeah. Before I became a business analyst, I was very judgmental of banking sector. So I always say that you are useless, Nigerian banks are this, they are never this. But the moment you become a business analyst and you realize the level of work and sleepless nights some of these developers would have to go through to ensure that they provide a solution that you can use, then you're more understanding, you're more there's more empathy with you, right? So for me, I was always very, very judgmental until I realized the level of work involved in getting solutions out there. So there are a lot of times, there are a lot of team members that work to ensure that they give you a solution without bugs. You have the QAs, you have the BAs, you have the developers, even the developers, you have the front end, you have the back end. All these guys work together, system administrators. They work together to ensure that they give you, an amazing solution that is devoid of bugs, will have the perfect user experience. But there are a lot of factors, so many things can come into play. All these guys, all these eyes must have checked it before we get to production. And then when you get to production, bam, solution no work again. So when those things happen, that's what we refer to as bugs. Yeah. So what we are interested in is the Scrum. Yeah. We have just, I think, barely how many minutes to end them, for me to end my session. Yeah, but let's quickly run through what the Scrum template is. You can click on Scrum and click on Use Template. So either you click on Use Template from here or you click on Use Template from here, whichever one your eyes can spot. So you click on Use Template. We have the team managed software and the company managed project. Yeah, so for company managed projects, I mean, it's when you're working on projects across the company as a whole. But oftentimes it's the team managed project, because when you're onboarding your project on Jira, you're onboarding it for your team members so that your team members can work together. So we just click on team managed projects. Let's click on what projects that we want to work on. We talked about what onboarding flow. Yeah. Sorry, leave request. Let's go with leave request. Yeah, so when you click on leave request, you can still go ahead here to change your template if you are not comfortable with this template, but it's a Scrum template that we need to use. And then we'll just click on what create projects. And yeah, here is our project. Yeah, this is the abbreviation version of leave request flow. So it gives you it abbreviates your project name. So this is our board. This is the Jira board. This is the board. This is the project board that we have created for this particular to work on this leave request to help you address the problems of the business. So I am going to be onboarding all my team members here to ensure that they come on Jira. Yeah. So you can invite your team members to Jira for them. Once your team members are on Jira, we would assign them. You can add them here. Just quickly add them here onto the project, type their name, and you can add them and give them which role that you want to give to them. Okay, I don't have anybody here, so I can't add much people. Now, the next thing I'm going to be looking at is your backlogs here. So for Agile methodology, usually your backlogs are where you solve all your issues. So as you are coming now, somebody is saying, help automate morning processes. Remember, we are using everyday example. You click enter. Then the next one is somebody is saying, okay, 1 second. Okay, so I want to create an epic first before I create normal stories. Or if you want to create an epic, you can just click on create. I'll be sharing slides as well for you. That would also help you. You want to click, you can click on create and you click on epic. Yeah. So you click on epic and you type what you want to type. For instance, I want to type morning processes. And then I create. So an epic has been created already for me. So I can come in here, I can link this particular process to my epic. Remember I said that epic is the bigger baby. Epic is all the processes that happen in the morning. So your morning process is your epic. Now, what are the activities in the morning? These are now your user stories. In the morning, I wake up, I take my shower, I brush my teeth. All of these things are what the user stories that happen within your epic. So if I link my epic here, I just have to link my epic. So your backlog is more like your dumping ground. You'll be hearing things like when you go on LinkedIn for business analyst role, they say they need somebody that can do backlog refinement. I remember a very funny story, just to share a very funny story. I know that I have to jump on a deployment call, but I'm chatting with them, so it's fine. So I just to share a very funny story. I had gone through an interview process where my contract had ended, because for me, freelancing is really how I make money than usually my full-time role. So I always look out for, whenever projects are ending, I look out for, side hustle. I'm very keen on that. So I was looking out for, another side hustle as one was ending. And I had gone through the process, the interview process, writing BRD and all of those things. And I was at the final stage where I was speaking with the owner or the manager of the company. And it was a white lady, and we're talking, and she was telling me that, she has about 300 things in her backlog. I'm already saying on a work deal. But I mean, the motivating factor for me is always the money. I mean, once money is coming in, I'm good. So 300, how do you imagine these things I wrote now? I have 300 things in my backlog. How do I refine them? So backlog refining is you're choosing the tasks that helps to address your particular needs at that moment, and you're putting them in sprints. So we're going to be looking at sprints. This is the sprint I'm talking about. So I was just there. We finished talking. I was scared a bit, but I was like, well, I will still do it. Yeah. And she talked about, the fact that, okay, I was going to use my laptop. She talked about that am I comfortable with the time zone? I was like, it's fine. I have experience. I know that I'll work at night if I'm going to be working in the US. It's fine. I'm okay. I have that experience. So it's fine. We talked about all of those things. And surprisingly, I got an offer. And I was very shocked to get an offer of $4 an hour. So I was like, God, with 300 backlogs for one project, and I'm going to be working on multiple projects, and you're giving me $4 an hour. I know you want to use you sometimes you like to use people from developing countries. You sometimes because of cheap labor you run to us. I mean, there's something called when the labor is over, it's very cheap. I mean, it's too cheap. And then not only are you even that's not only their demand. I mean, besides the workload is very key for me. If I notice that there's a workload and it does not commensurate with the pay, I'm not even going to I won't even relax on that. And that's it. I won't even go back to you to even ask, okay, what's up? I won't renegotiate. Once I know the workload, I just end that conversation. So, and then, besides the offer coming with just $4, I'm hearing things like, we have to put time doctor on your personal PC. So you have to always be working, and when you're not working, we're going to be paying you by the hour that you work. That's when I just sent them a rejection. So what am I trying to talk about? The reason I brought up this story is just to talk about backlogs. Backlogs are really where you dump all the tasks that are needed for that project. So you just come in here and you're typing all the things that you need in your backlog. Yeah, and that's why they made the backlog very seamless. You come in here, for instance, take my bath, brush my teeth. There's actually another course for teaching you how to write a backlog. What I'm writing here is really to help us understand Jira as a software, and that's what this masterclass is for, not agile methodology. Yeah. So brush my teeth, and blah, blah, blah. These are things that happen within your backlog. Now, the reason why a lot of companies usually opt for using Jira is the fact that with Jira just helps support Agile. So for Agile, one of the reasons why companies do, either you pronounce it Agile or Agile. So sometimes I get confused because of different people that I work with. I just tend to pick on their pronunciation. So Agile or Agile, you might just, Jira is very organized with regards to helping us do some of the agile Scrum ceremonies, which is sprints. Yeah, so for instance, if I've decided that I am going to be working on this sprint, so I have all my tasks in sprints. Actually, these things are supposed to be in the backlog. So I push them back to my backlog. So I can push them, I can drag and drop. So this is just drag and drop I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm supposed to have these things written in my backlog, not in my sprint. And I mistakenly wrote them in sprint. So this is your backlog. These are the issues in your backlog. This is how your backlog should look. So now it's telling me I have 3 issues in my backlog. So now if I want to push, remember I mentioned that you have told me that your problem is that you want to capture your productive, what are the things you want to understand your productive and your non-productive time spent doing different periods. And I've decided to say, okay, let me look at your productive and non-productive time in the morning, which is supposed to help address sprint 1. So let's say that's what we are doing. All of these tasks here is supposed to help me understand how you spend the day, how you spend your morning. I will just move it to my word sprint. So normally it automatically names your sprint for you based on your abbreviation, but you can always edit it. Yeah. So I will come in here and I will drag my stuff here. I will drag it here and drag it here. Yeah. All right. So now let's edit our sprint. You can look at these 3 buttons here, 3 buttons here. Look at the 3 buttons here and just click on edit. So now if you are not comfortable with this sprint name, some companies have got their naming, how they name their sprints. If you're not comfortable with the naming, you can always go ahead to edit. These are editable items. Yeah, so you can go ahead to name, but you have to put a name there. So let's say I'm comfortable with the sprint name, I go ahead. Now, sprints usually run within a duration of 1 week to 4 weeks. That's what they will teach you when they are teaching you agile methodologies, how the custom for sprints. They always advise companies to, or the agile methodology states that sprint should be within 1 to 4 weeks. Some companies will want to, I barely have worked in any company that have used one. We tried using one when I was doing consulting, but one just didn't work because we realized a lot of times we don't achieve a lot of things in 1 week. So the reason for sprint is that you're supposed to push tasks that you want to achieve. At the end of the sprint, you should have a sprint goal. What do you want to achieve at the end of the sprint? So for me and for everyone on this call, what we want to achieve is that we want to be able to know at the end of sprint one, I want to know your productive and your non-productive activities in your productive, your morning, or your productive and non-productive activities that happens, during the morning period. That's the sprint goal that we all have on this call. So we can go ahead to say we want to go with a 2-week sprint and tell Jira when we want to start the sprint. Let's say we want to start the sprint today, and we want to, it obviously automatically gives us an end date by the moment we put our start time. So let's say we want to start 8 a.m. So it automatically gives you an end date based on the duration you're going to choose. So our sprint goal will be, let's say, at the end of the sprint period, we want to identify our productive and non-productive time. Spent in the morning. So that's what we want to achieve. So we believe that all the activities that we have here should help us to be able to achieve our sprint goal, which is being able to identify our productive and non-productive time spent. So once you're clear, you're sure that these are the requirements that would help address or help you achieve your sprint goal. Remember that as business analysts, one thing that I love about this course is that you do not have to be the smartest person. You just have to be the someone who knows how to communicate. I tell people that you don't have to have a high IQ. You don't have to know math. You don't have to be very technical. You don't have to know too much Power BI and SQL to be successful in this role. All you need to be is someone that you need to be able to just build your communication skill. Just be someone that listens. There are a lot of people that when people talk, they don't listen. So just really be someone that really listens and being able to jot down what people say. And the best business analyst is not the smartest person. It's actually the person who knows how to make use of his team members to achieve the goal, his or her goal. That's always what I say based on experience. I have worked on several projects that I do not even know about. The recent one that I'm even currently struggling with is a project centered on emissions. Whenever I see carbon and emissions happening online, I'm usually never interested in all of these green emissions. And here am I trying to work on a project that addresses carbon emissions from where? So you have to now beckon on people's knowledge, research, desktop research, and also your team members. So a business analyst do not always have to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to be able to know how to work together with people to be able to address the needs of the business. So let's say these are the needs that would help me address my goal or help me achieve my goal. I'll just go ahead to start my sprint. And then it comes to this page to be sure that are you okay? It even tells you only have 3 issues included in this sprint. Are you okay with it? You can go ahead to start your sprint. And then you find your sprint in your board. So if you want to maintain this workflow, you can use the existing workflow, or you can also edit it. Some companies want to use to do in progress, done. So whatever workflow that you're okay with, remember that this is editable. You can use my company, for instance. What we do is we put, in development just to let us know that it's with the developers, in testing with the QA, different things. It's just a workflow to determine where are we on this project. So, and then, different based on SDLC. SDLC is another course that will also be taught as well when you're taking on the business analysis course. So as the project progresses, you can just be moving your project till it's done. So it is believed that at the end of the 2-week sprint, you should be done addressing all of the problems, all of the issues that you have in your sprint board. I think that's all we can take on Jira for now. Like I said, this is the very basic. Jira has a lot, for instance, capturing story points, and all of those things are things that will probably come in subsequent class. But for now, this class, this is just to give us a basic understanding of Jira. If we move to advanced, we might just get people confused. So yeah, Nene, that's all from my end. Hi guys, any question before I leave? Hello?
All right, thank you very much, Linda.
Okay.
For those with their questions, please, can you raise up your hand? Then we take your questions. If you have any question, can you raise up your hand and then use the raise hand button so we can take your questions.
Okay, so let's have your question, Osai. Hi, Osai. You might want to unmute and just ask your question.
Apologies, you cannot unmute yourself. They were actually muted.
Okay, actually muted. Okay,
Yes,
sorry. So maybe they want to type their questions.
No, I've allowed them to mute themselves now. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just try and address some of the questions here.
Hello.
Okay, please
Hello.
go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Linda. So thanks for your training, and I mean it's worth hearing. And so my question is, what do you think? Okay, is a business analyst role more superior than a data analyst role? That's one.
Okay.
That's one. Then two is with a training in business analyst. I don't know. I have this confusion that with the training in business analyst, it may not suffice for as in a well experienced. It cannot suffice for me to agree that I have that experience because of the lots of tools. I feel that there has to be an integration between myself and another company. I mean, I need to use the tool very well. So
I get your concerns. Let me just address your question so that we work with time. So number one, the first question is which is superior? Really, none is superior. Yeah. So it's really all depends on. I think both of them are also. Some companies pay one higher than they pay the other. Yeah. So these are two different career paths, which both of them have a very similar outputs. One to address business needs, one uses data to address business needs, and that one looks more at looking into the business as a whole. Yes, so none is superior. Secondly, with regards to your questions as taking up a training, I always advise people, even close relatives and for people who have seen me transition and do well in this career path, I always say that whenever you're choosing, a trainer, ensure that, they have those practical models in place for you. So what are some of the ways, what are some of the things that they can do to help you transition? One is, number one, exposing you to internship opportunities. When I mean internship opportunities, and also what are some of the course models that are available. I've had the opportunities to be a trainer with different companies. So when I say I am not bound to everyone, I say that for a fact. Even though 10 Analytics they are here, I can say that for a fact. So I've worked with different trainers, and even possible might be working with different trainers at the moment. But one thing that I always say that I love about 10 Analytics, I'm very careful with, even for some of the trainers that I've worked with, to really recommend my close associates to them. But with analytics, I would say that I love how structured they are. And I'm not even just saying it. They're very structured in the sense that you're moving across different trainers. So you're learning Power BI, SQL as the first phase in the course, and then you're moving to interacting with the core business analyst with experience who is going to be guiding you practically. And then you're moving to another internship phase where you're going to be working on several projects and portfolios. And I think one of the wrong things that business people who are trying to transition, one of the things that they do is that they are too focused on certifications. When I mean certifications, you're looking to write the CBAB, you're looking to write the international professional exams. And so most trainers focus on just helping you write the exams. I've had students in my class who would say that, oh, they are CBAB, they are business analyst certified, but they didn't even know that these are some of the practical things that would happen in an everyday. These are the practical things that you should be exposed to. And that's what 10 Analytics would do for you, would expose you to all of the practical things, the process modeling, the tools, the Jira, and all of that. I just got certified in January, but that did not stop all of the opportunities that came my way. So when you're too focused on just, the certification, you might really lose out on getting the practical experience. And I think these guys can offer that to you. So Ibrahim, can we have your question? I hope that addresses your question.
Yeah, sorry, Linda, just before we go on, I would like us, because we actually have quite a number of questions in the chat room also, right? I think I would like us to just talk about the program in more detail so that people have an idea of what the program curriculum is like, because I'm seeing people asking things around data, around SQL, Power BI, and also let me just give some inclination to what.
Okay, sorry. Can I mean, it's fine. I think that would even address some of the questions.
Exactly.
I can drop off because I need to jump on a deployment call. So
okay.
If that's fine with you, yeah.
Okay, I think if you can just maybe scan through the comments, right? Scan through the comments quickly so that, because since you're leaving,
yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do before leaving.
Okay, I think while you're scanning through it, Ibrahim, I think you have two people, Ibrahim and Solomon, right? I think you can take.
I think we already addressed Solomon's concerns. It might just be Ibrahim left. So Ibrahim, let's hear your question, Ibrahim, and then we can move ahead.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Okay. Hi, Ibrahim.
Hello.
Okay.
You didn't address my concern. If Ibrahim is not asking, I can just
Sorry?
go ahead. I said you didn't touch on my concern. If Ibrahim is not asking, I can.
Oh, you were not the one that asked the last question?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so please just go ahead. I think I can take yours, yes, and then I leave. Okay.
No problem. Thank you. Good evening. Quick one. Thank you for the session. I wanted to know, would you say by your experience, there's typically a standard for classifying actions to say, right, in the morning, you can say your morning task is an egg pick. You can say brushing your teeth is a story in the epic.
Okay.
You can further break down your story. It just depends on how far you're willing to go to, classifying your granular actions at the end of the day. So would you say it's open to the expert's discretion, or there are certain standards you recommend for it?
Well, I mean, the very common standard is that as much as possible, you need to be able to have your functional requirements in a nitty-gritty standard. So it needs to be broken down so much such that we are addressing, and that's why even agile methodology is allowing us, or is ensuring that we write user stories and acceptance criteria. Because if you look at the user stories and acceptance criteria, it's now focused on the users, addressing the users' need. So a lot of times we realize that in past, people just focus on the functionalities of the software, and then there's no user experience. Let's say an example would be if you're filling a form and you're seeing 3 pages. Now, as someone like me now, if I'm trying to apply for a job and you're giving me 4 pages, I would immediately want to stop, because I mean, it's not. So we now go as far as even trying to capture the user experience to ensure that as much as we're looking at the best functionalities, the user experience is captured. So that's the standard, is definitely having to break down your tasks into nitty-gritty. And that's why Jira, you could see that Jira, it trickles down from epic to stories to tasks to sub-tasks, to ensure that every single thing that the developer needs to address the needs of the business is captured. Remember, Solomon, you're not working alone to achieve this. You're working with your development team. So never as a business analyst should you work in silos. And that's why Agile has brought in a collaborative, methodology, or a collaborative means in place to ensure that everyone is speaking together to address the needs of the business. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so having scanned through all of these things, Nene, I think you will be able to address some of the questions when you tell them more about the course. So I don't think there's any question specific to me here. All right, so thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much, Linda. So Linda mentioned that she has to drop off. However, I think it's fine if I share with them your LinkedIn profile.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so fantastic. I'll go through that as I move on. Thank you very much, Linda.
All right, take care.
Okay, so we would like to discuss the curriculum in total, because some of us have asked questions. Oh, will the curriculum include this? Will the curriculum include that? Not just that, but also we have some of our alumni, some of our current participants who have taken this program, and they would also like to share with you their experience. So it's not just, oh, Tenalytics is talking, or Linda has said this. So come and hear from people who were once in your shoes. So Linda has explained all of this. So I'll just go straight into the program overview. Just like you've had it today, it's going to be 100% online learning. We believe in experiential learning in Tenalytics. So throughout your program, you're going to have projects, you're going to have things that you're doing in the course of your program. So hands-on practical sessions with videos, exercises, and projects. You have lifetime access to materials and experts. We have a classroom system. Sorry, apologies. So we have a classroom system, right? And once you join the program, you have lifetime access to the materials, and all the recordings. Every class is recorded, everything is recorded. I have lifetime access to it, right? It's for a period of about 3 months, right? So a period of about 3 months. We are encouraging people to not just look at themselves as local business analysts, right? But when I mean by local, by being fixated in one zone, but seeing themselves as global business analysts, in terms that you can get jobs from different parts of the world, even from where you are. So we are looking at what are the opportunities outside of our comfort zone, right? Looking at the UK, for example, we have an average of £43,000 for average business analyst salary. And the goal for us is to add projects to your portfolio. Now, why are we very fixated on adding projects to your portfolio? This is because these are the things that you would those are the things that you will talk about during your interviews. Those are the things you can put in your CV. Those are things you will use to sell yourself, because it's not I have learned, but I have done and I can do. That is what gets you the job. For those of us who have been in interviews recently, you know that people are more interested in what you can do, not just what you have learned. So we understand that, and we are very dedicated to ensure that you have all of that. All right, so 100% job prospect visibility. I'm going to talk about the value-added services that we have in Tenalytics. We provide an industry relevant certification, just like what Linda said earlier. Don't focus. We ensure that you have the necessary skills, and not just the bodies, the certification bodies, right? So we give an industry relevant certification, telling employers that you have the necessary skills. You don't just have the knowledge, but you have the skill sets necessary to actually carry the work out, right? And that is the Master Business Analyst certificate, right? So the program is for 2 months plus 1 month virtual training, virtual internship, right? So this is just looking at, you can also Google this for yourself, right, and check the average salaries. This is average salary in Canada, this is average salary in the UK. Now, how do I become a business analyst, right? We say the first thing you're going to learn is Excel, Power BI, and SQL for business analytics. Now, how does business analytics, that's data analytics, come into the business analysis aspect? Now, one thing we've seen is that employers, right, want people that understand business analysis, that have the business analysts, right, but they also understand how to analyze some data. They also understand how to get dirty with analytics. You might not have the core data analytics experience, right, but being able to dabble in it will help you. If we've seen recruiters, employers ask for these skills. So we've said, rather than just be like normal people, normal training program, like just training on the core business analysis tools, right? We also add data analytics into our program, right? And that's why you have Excel, Power BI, and SQL. You also look at project initiation, planning, and agile essentials, right? Then we look at software development life cycles. Then we look at requirements, fundamentals, elicitation, analysis, specifications, and approval. Then after that, we look at business analysis toolkits, leveraging Agile and Scrum for projects. I think this is one of the things that Linda discussed today, right? Then we look at stakeholder analysis, engagement, and setting performance measures. One thing I'm sure that we would have seen from Linda's interaction with us today is that we do not work as a business analyst. You do not work in silos. You interact with people, you interact with different people across the firm, external stakeholders sometimes, depending on what you are trying to achieve, right? So how do you manage these stakeholders? How do you engage them? How do you set performance measurements that work for both sides, right? You do all of these things, and by the time you bring all of these skill sets together, you have the necessary skill sets to be a business analyst, and that's where you now get the certificate as a Master Business Analyst. Right now, this is the curriculum. Just like I've said, Excel, project initiation, software requirements, business analysis toolkit, 2 of them stakeholder, then set performance measures. Now, the way we have designed our program, because we understand that majority of us are looking at this fresh. We've never heard of, some of us have never heard of business analysis. We're just, okay, what does business analysis mean? What do they do? We've never heard about it before. So it's not as if we have one preconceived knowledge or anything. So we understand that, and we say that, and we have designed our curriculum to be beginner friendly. That means you're coming into this program with zero experience, zero knowledge, zero understanding, and we start from basics for you. Now, one thing about the business analysis program that makes it very rich, right, is the fact that we have 2 classes. So depending on your time, right? So we have, depending on the time that you're available, we have 2 classes on Saturdays, 2 classes on Sundays. So you can choose if you want to be in the morning cohort or you want to be in the evening cohort. Not that today you're in morning cohort, next week you're in evening cohort. No, you are going to have to choose a time that works for you. So you can choose either the morning cohort or the evening cohort. Each of our classes happen on weekends, right? And it's 3 hours per day, 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday. Now, on Saturday, for morning, it is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. That's for morning. And for evening class, is 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time. That is for Saturday. While for Sunday, we have 2 p.m. West African time to 5 p.m. West African time for a morning cohort. And we have 7 p.m. West African time to 10 p.m. West African time evening cohort. So you can choose which one works for you. All right, don't worry. Once you have filled the attendance, you're going to get today's recording, you're going to get the slides, you're going to get every single thing that has been discussed today, right? So like I said, we believe in experiential learning. So all through our program, we are going to be having practical classes. It's going to be 100% practical because, like I said, it's not have learned. You're not looking at theory. You're not looking at theory. You're looking at practical application, ability to hit the ground running the moment you get a job, right? Right, this is a more detailed explanation of the things you'll be learning, right? When you get the slides, you can have a look at it. Now, these are some of the projects you work on. So like I said, apart from training, we believe in experiential learning. So we would provide case studies that you work on, real life case studies that some of our facilitators have worked on in their day-to-day, and they've designed a case study for you. And so this is just some of the projects that you'll be working on. So we have Castro Technologies Workplace, but so it might not exactly be this, right? So we might mix it up, we might change it, we might add one or two things. We're always looking for ways to improve ourselves. We're always looking for ways to add more value. Castro Technologies Workplace, Nestle Product Analysis, online food delivery mechanisms, right? We have fraudulent transactions in the bank. We have employee attrition in IBM. We have data analysis salaries. We have the Analytics growth internship case. This was about Redux Airlines, and this is Legacies Group, right? So you have different kinds of data that are working with in order to achieve the business problem. And that's the beautiful thing about business analysis. Business analysis cuts across different aspects of the firm. You are helping the business plan, you're helping the business to achieve its goal. Right now, are we together? Can you hear me? Are we together? You can give me a thumbs
Yes,
up.
we can hear you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So now, in addition to everything, right? Remember, we've said that it's not just I have learned, it's I have done and I can do. But as much as it is about I have done and I can do, sometimes you actually need to repackage yourself, right? When you are trying to change, you're entering this journey to enter tech, right? You're entering this journey. You're not the same person that started the journey is not going to be the same person that's going to end the journey. No, you have to repackage yourself and rebrand yourself to be that professional that is needed by the organization. So when recruiters look at you, they're going to say, yes, let us bring this person for interviews. Let us hire this person. How do you rebrand yourself? So now what we have done is to guide our participants. So we have designed specially curated recruitment hack sessions for our participants, right? The first is CV review sessions. Now, one thing I'm sure that you would have seen, for those of us who have been in the job market recently, you'd have seen that 3 jobs have the same title, right? The same title, but the job description is different. Have we ever seen that? Has anybody ever seen that? That the job description, something is just different about it. No one has seen that. Aha, thank you for, okay, I can see the chat room. Thank you very much. So what we do, so for those of us, if you have not, check, I want you to check. You see that even though the title is the same, there are some things, there might be some similarities, definitely be some similarities, but there are some things that a particular recruiter has added to the job description because those things are important to that recruiter, that another recruiter has not added, and they've added something completely different because that's what they're looking for. So how do you tailor your CV for each of these job applications if you have only one CV? So what we do is we don't say, give me your CV and I'll review your CV for you and send it to you. No, we teach you how to revamp your CV so that as you're applying for different jobs, the different skills, right? You're going to talk about all of that during your program. The different skills that this business analysis training can provide for you, right? You look at the jobs. I'm going to talk about different titles later on. When you look at the jobs, you're like, okay, I can apply for this job. You will tailor your CV based on the trainings of Analytics, right, to this, right? So we have CV review sessions. We have LinkedIn optimization sessions because the honest truth is LinkedIn is your global CV. Someone in a completely different environment, someone in Singapore. I don't think anybody here is, and I don't think anybody mentioned Singapore, right? Someone in Singapore is interested in, I see Dayo Adeyemi, and they're interested in a business analyst, and they are just searching on LinkedIn and they happen to see Dayo Adeyemi's profile. And his profile sells him as that go-to business analyst. Because he has revamped himself, he has rebranded himself on LinkedIn to be that go-to business analyst. He's sent he's what we call headhunted, where recruiters come and send you a DM on your LinkedIn just because of the way your LinkedIn profile is, and they say they want to have conversations with you. Right? I'm sure we'd have seen people repost things on their WhatsApp, or you might have experienced where recruiters reach out to you for particular jobs, right? So we want to help you, guide you through this. So we have LinkedIn optimization sessions. Now, we know that sometimes, especially when you're coming into a new space, a new field, right? You need someone to vouch for you, right? So we offer reference recommendation letters to participants, right? And this has helped people get jobs. Sometimes when they've gotten the job, they've gotten the offer, they submit a referee, put analytics down, put us down. We'll sign for. We've signed for people. We've provided recommendations / reference letters for people across the globe, in Canada, in the US, in the UK, in Germany, in Estonia, in literally different parts, in Ireland, in literally different parts, right? Saudi Arabia, literally different parts. And that's a beautiful thing about the work we are doing. People can see that we can vouch for it because we have trained you, we have seen your work, we have seen what you have done. And that's something that employers really, really value. All right. We also have our how to navigate the job market to get sponsored jobs. Right now, this is really going to help you, especially if you're looking to leave, you're looking to move to Western markets. So you're looking to Western or European markets. You're looking to move to Canada. You're looking to move to the US. You're looking to move to UK. You're looking to move to Germany. You're looking to move to Australia. Right? You're looking to how can I navigate this job market to get sponsored jobs? How do I know? You don't even know anything about this environment. How do you navigate it? So we have sessions like this in analytics to help guide you through this phase. Right? Also, now, as much as we train you and we say, oh, get your CV ready, get your LinkedIn profile ready, apply for jobs, we have different sessions, right? We now say, when you apply for this job, I have gotten interview. Don't go for the interview alone. Do not go for the interview alone. Reach out to us. Reach out to Analytics. We provide interview preparation because we want you to get that job. Our goal, the joy, the satisfaction of Analytics is when you get the job. That is it. Literally, that is it. There's nothing we want to use. We're not going to say, oh, give us money after this. Nah, there's nothing. Once you get the job, it is for you, it is for you. By the end of the day, we have that satisfaction that we have contributed to helping you climb that career ladder. Right? So whatever it may be, we provide help with job and interview preparations. We also provide weekly mentorship sessions. Now, we call it mentorship and / career progression sessions. Why do we have these sessions? Sometimes you just need someone to encourage you. It's not, you need someone to drive you. You need someone that you can ask questions, not just your normal classes. Like you can ask questions that are bothering you. Sorry. Questions that are bothering you about your career, about applications. You know, sometimes you just want to ask somebody a question, but you don't know who to ask. So we have mentorship sessions, which you are free, open, ask your questions, and we'll provide answers for you, right? Just to help you transition, just to help with your transition. Now, so these are literally different career profiles. You can just do some more extensive research on it. The business analyst, IT business analyst, process analyst, enterprise analyst, functional analyst, business architect, systems analyst, requirements engineer. So all of these things, they fall within the business analyst realm. So even those business analyst training they are doing, you can literally apply for, you can use the skills lens to apply for jobs that fall within this category. Now, one other thing we understand is sometimes, just like, I think Linda mentioned it, you also want to work as a freelancer. You want to have your free time. You're not doing 9 to 5. You're working on some side projects, earning dollars, earning cool dough, right? Someone said that the goal is to earn foreign currency and spend local currency. That's if you're in Africa, right? And sometimes maybe people are currently schooling in the UK. They are doing freelancing jobs in the US, working in the night, schooling in the daytime, things like that based on your schedule. So we say whatever your career ambition may be, 9 to 5, freelance, whatever it may be, Analytics is here to help you. We are here to help you. We are here to guide you. So we have freelancer optimization sessions, targeted at helping you get freelance jobs, right? Now, after all of this is said and done, you've gotten your training, you've gotten your employability, value-added services, the recruitment hack sessions, right? You've got your certificates. You're done with your program. We say that it doesn't end there, because remember, I've said this about 5 or 7 times this evening. It's not about what have you learned. It's about what can you do. And you can't tell someone you can do without having actually done stuff. So what are the stuff that you tell people that you have done, apart from Ubong, you muted me. Apart from the mini class sessions, So can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Apart from the mini class assignment project, we're talking about full-fledged projects that you can work on, right? And we said after you have got your certificate, we have the growth internship, which is a 1-month program with us where you work on real life case studies. Now, these are case studies that you work on, you can put on your CV, you can use during interview, because most times you see that these interviews, walk me through a project you've done. Walk me through it. But if you have nothing to talk about, you're going to be looking during the interview. So we have all these things guided. So it's a 1-month growth internship that helps you to hone these skills that you have learned. It's not I have learned, but I have done and I can do. Right. So you have a 1-month growth internship, which helps you to hone your skills, right? And this is just the roadmap. I've already explained all of these things. I've explained. So like we said, it's total 3 months. 2 months growth, 2 months classes, and 1 month growth internship. We have 2 classes. We have the morning class and we have the evening class. Right now, we've done a lot of things towards people in Africa, towards Africans within Africa and outside Africa, helping them to enter the tech space. We've featured on a number of dailies, both home and abroad. Right now, when you get the slides, you can click the links here and you can go through it, right? They're hyperlinked here, so you can go through it. Now, the question that people have been having in their mind, I'm sure, is when is the next cohort? The next cohort for the Analytics Business Analysis Curriculum program, rather, is the 2nd of September. Now, the program starts 2nd of September. That's the first Saturday in September. So right now, you are, if you're interested, you'll be targeting the September cohort. Right now, the program fee is 320,000 naira, which is £400. Okay, with the program fee is £400, which is 320,000 naira. However, we currently have an early bird discount. We normally have an early bird discount to encourage people who are interested, who indicates interest in joining us early, just to encourage you. And so the price drops from £400 to £300 and drops from £320 to £270. Sorry, excuse me. To £270. Now, we understand also that sometimes people might not be able to pay this money at once. So I'll accept 2 instrumental payments. We accept the first payment is either £200, 180,000 naira, 300 USD, or 350 Canadian dollars. And that must be paid. I think we accept payments. I think for this particular masterclass, we're giving the discount to the first 20 people. So you can indicate interest. For those of us on the WhatsApp group, you can send Ubong a message if you want to have some conversations around that. However, if you're interested right now, and you say you have the money, you want to secure your spots for this first 20 discounts, you can make payments to these bank details. So we have UK bank transfer details. We have Nigeria transfer details. Now, for those of us who are not in Nigeria, or you want to make easy payments, you can pay through Paystack, or you can pay through PayPal. And when you make payments, you can click on this main stack form. Now, if you are not sure about the payment details, click on this main stack form. It has all the payment details as well as where to upload. Because when you make payments, after you make payments, you must also let us know that you have made this payment, because it helps us to be able to confirm your payments and also send you welcome kits, right? So this is the link that you should be interested in, right? Ubong has sent the link to the chat room. I think that is the last link in the message he sent, right? So https mainstack.me enroll 10 analytics. Now we have some of our participants who are here to share with us their experience in 10 analytics. Koinsola, are you with us?
Yes, good evening.
Okay, hi, good
Or
evening.
good morning, good afternoon, depending on where we are joining from.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Is it possible for you to turn on your video so I can spotlight you?
Okay.
sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Hi, Koinsola, thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourself, tell us about your cohort, and tell us about your experience with analytics as a whole. And if you want to share your screen, okay, you're using your phone, so I doubt it. Please just talk to us about your experience so far.
Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I don't know where we are joining from. My name is Koinsola Agbola. I have 12 years experience facility management. And sometimes last year, I started to think about joining the tech world. And I attended a couple of master classes with Analytics. And I think by February, I was ready. I was just ready to do something. I had these doubts. I had somebody asking questions about doing the data analysis or doing the business analysis. And, you know, for me, I thought data would be coding. And given that I'm a people's person, I decided business analysis would do it for me. So I joined the March cohort. And the experience was a wow for me because Analytics held my hands throughout the process. There was the mentorship program, there was the CV revamping, there was the LinkedIn optimization classes, and you know, we had direct contact with these professionals, and he did a whole lot for me. Personally, I wasn't a LinkedIn person. I didn't even think LinkedIn would do anything for me. However, after those classes, I was able to optimize my LinkedIn account, and I've been getting, you know, a lot of reach outs. Let me put it that way. And something that stood out for me is Analytics gave time. They were very interested in each individual. It wasn't a group thing. It was the moment if you have an issue, you reach out to Ubong, you are calling Linda, you're calling Okpe, I'm having this problem. And they were there to actually, you know, carry you along and do all of those things. Another thing I will say is that Analytics can do all of this. But if we don't personally work on ourselves, if we don't put in the extra time, get our hands dirty. I did a lot of dirty works. I'll put it that way. Ubong is a witness. I'm always on Ubong's case. And I've been better for it. Between March and now, I've been better for it. Currently, for internship, I'm on a 7 weeks live project as internship, not the regular internship where you will just have some other works that some people have actually done in the past and they're asking you to do it. Analytics gave us the platform to work on a live project, and it's been a very, very rewarding time. And, you know, like I told my team members, people I'm working with, I said, it's the way we handle this that will handle the ones that will get paid for. So Analytics is very, very, in fact, it's been an amazing journey. Let me just put it that way. But we should be also ready to put in the work, the extra work. My father would say they can only find you the job, but you're the only one that can do it right. So when you get the platform, you put in the work, put in the effort, and I'm sure that we would love the whole thing. I've not gotten a direct job yet, but I'm on internships, and you know, I've gotten a lot of reach outs, and I'm sure that something that I really want to work on is going to come around very shortly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Koinsola. We appreciate you, and we are excited about your journey. Thank you very much. Ramat, are you with us?
Yeah, Nene, good evening.
Okay,
I'm
fantastic. Hi, good evening. Is it possible for me to spotlight you?
No, sorry.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. Please go ahead.
Okay,
Are
good
you sharing
evening.
your screen?
No, I'm not sharing my
Okay,
screen.
fine, that's fine. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Ramat. I joined Analytics cohort in April. My journey with Analytics started when I knew that I needed to switch career. I'm currently in the UK and I work as, let me say, I used to work as a customer service advisor until I joined Tenalytics. I didn't know it was going to be that fast switching into a business analyst, but with the help of Tenalytics, it happened. I haven't even finished my internship with Tenalytics and I have landed a job as a business analyst. Not because I had prior knowledge or experience, but because Tenalytics held my hand throughout the process. And I am glad and happy I took the decision with Tenalytics. So everything that has been said, I've been on the call since with Linda, all the things that have been said, all the things Nene have said is true 100%. Tenalytics stands by what they say, they deliver on their promise 100%. So when they say they hold your hands, they mean it. I started the course without knowledge about Tenalytics, without knowledge about business analytics rather. But then I can categorically tell you guys that I am good at, I can do it and I am good at it. Learning the processes of business analytics, learning the processes of software development lifecycle, this Jira that Linda spoke about, we learned it in class too, how to gather requirements, techniques to gather requirements, how to like ask questions, your stakeholders, how to investigate questions on their needs, things like that. Practical knowledge that just makes you stand out is what Tenalytics offer. One thing that stands out for me, because I'm still in the process with Tenalytics, is the group learning. Okay, so it's one of their culture where you are grouped into different group for you and your team members to like work together. It gives you an opportunity to meet brilliant minds where you can work together and develop projects. So it just gives you this vibe or this, it gives you this experience as though you're working already as a business analyst in a team or in an organization. So that really stands out for me. Another thing is all the things they do at the side. When I say side, I mean the mentorship session, the CV review, LinkedIn optimization. If you're really intentional about it and take these things to heart, trust me, you'll be an expert in no time, because they break everything down, they explain everything to you, and then they don't just leave you to do it. They help you out, they help you through all of it. So a living evidence of what Tenalytics does and what they are capable of doing. I didn't know it was going to be this fast for me, but it happened. So if you're looking to transition into business analyst, you've made the right choice coming to this masterclass, and then you can further help yourself by taking the course with them. It's really going to go a long way. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would you like to just give us some insight into your role? Just if you don't mind, right? Tell us about the company. Maybe just talk. Did we assist with interview preparations? Did you inform us? Did we have how?
Oh yeah.
Just talk about.
Okay, I do want to take so much time talking.
No, please.
But then...
This is why we're here.
All right. Yeah, of course. So during one of the mentorship session, Efe kept hammering, once you start applying for jobs. Once you start applying for jobs. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to know everything. Linda said something on the call which really caught my attention. You don't have to be the smartest. You just need to leverage tools, resources, and people. So that was exactly what I did. I didn't have any experience, but when I started the course, I started to apply all the things I didn't understand at the time. I just Googled, I watched some YouTube videos, knowing that I would still get there at some point in the class. So I applied for different jobs, and before the end of the class, I got an interview. I reached out, of course. I reached out to Tenalytics. I got a prep session for my interview, which was really amazing. Like, the instructor that was assigned to help me with the interview helped me because I was supposed to present something in the interview. We did prep, we did mock, we prepared as though it was the interview. And then I went there, not even being a business analyst for one day, but because of what I have learned and the preparation that has been done with me, I smashed it. Like it was that good that they really wanted somebody that has worked with, they didn't want somebody that, okay, we had other people that has worked within the organization doing the interview. But because I had not worked there and they didn't want to let me go, they just had to offer me the job because of what I was spilling out and how I was able to communicate effectively. I was taught all that by Tenalytics. So they helped me. Like that, anytime I have the opportunity to talk about analytics, I always jump on it. I really always jump on it, so just so I can encourage others and assure you that it is worth it. Thank you
very much. Thank you very much, Ramat. We are really happy for you. That this is what analytics is about, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm happy that you are here to testify about everything, because this is during the mentorship sessions, we're always challenging. Apply for jobs. We are here for you. Apply for jobs. Once you get interviews, let us know. Let us know so we can guide you through this. Our goal is when you climb that career ladder. So congratulations once again, Ramat. We are really, really happy for you. You're welcome. Ifeoluwa, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fantastic. Is it possible that we see your face?
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, fantastic.
Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Ife. For the past 7 years, I've been a classroom teacher, like preschool, teaching babies, toddlers. And my first degree was in computer science, but I just felt I needed to do more outside the classroom, and everyone was talking about tech, and all of that. So I stumbled on Tenalytics on Instagram, and I joined the August cohort. That's August 3rd, I think. So my first class was last week, Sunday. But what I have done, or in fact, I'm so impressed with myself, because the highest thing I've used Excel for during my teaching career was maybe just putting in some figures or something. I've not even done calculations or anything. So I just wanted to give it a try because of, I attended a master class and they kept saying, oh, it's easy, doesn't matter your background and all of that. So I was like, okay, let's see. And okay, I need to present. I want to show you guys my second dashboard just to show off, because I mean, it doesn't feel like 1 week, and I'm really, really amazed.
Analytics.
Yes. So I'm really, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so I'm really amazed at myself that I was able to achieve this, and I was talking to my husband this evening that have I been with analytics for just a week, the way they support you, the way they, hold your hand, they always have something. You watch me do it, videos, recordings, everything is there back to back, and then there was a mentorship session yesterday with FA. In fact, this evening I wanted to see a movie just to relax, but I just had to stop because I just remembered FA's words. If you can put time into this thing, you learn it. Don't give any excuse. And then I just thought it off. I just picked something, So they will really, really hold your hand. It feels like it's not just about the money. They really actually want you to see you succeed, because I've heard about other trainings and it is not, they just, okay, everybody does the training and then everyone will teach you how to do your CV. They don't really hold your hand, but I assure you that Tenalytics they'll be on you. You wonder if this job I'm getting, are they the ones that'll be earning the salary or me, So please, they will teach you. It doesn't matter, your background doesn't matter really, because like I said, I've been a teacher for 7 years, but in the past 1 week, I've done a lot and I look forward to more.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ifeoluwa. In fact, I'm so happy that we're able to get someone from the August course. So for those of us who don't know what the August course is, we have our classes. Our classes start every first Saturday, right? Our classes start every first Saturday. So Ifeoluwa just joined us last week Saturday. So this is what she has learned, her interaction with Tenalytics in just 1 week. Yesterday, she had the mentorship session where one of our co-founders had conversations with them about career and everything. That's why she said she can't watch a movie this evening, because she was remembering Efe's voice in the background. So fantastic. I think someone asked how much is the program. right? So the program, like I said, is actually £400, which is 320,000 naira. But we have an early bird discount for the first 20 people, right? And this reduces it from 320,000 to 270,000, right? And you can pay in 2 installments, 180,000 for first installment and 90,000 for second installment. So you pay the 90,000 at the end of the next month, at the end of after a month, right? Basically. So that will be at the end of September, you will be paying the 90,000 naira. So that is the price. So I'm just going to thank you very much, Councillor Ramat and Ifeoluwa. I'm just going to talk about other people who have gone through our program and gotten jobs or gotten something in particular, just testimonials from other people. So we have Benga, who joined our program and got a job as a business data analyst in Poland, right? So you can see what I'm talking about. He even got 3 offers. So he got 3 offers, right? And he selected the one that works for him. That's it. I had a mentorship session, I think about a month ago, and I was talking about the fact that majority of the comments of the feedback we've been receiving from Tenalytics alumni is we are having people getting 2 offers. We've had people get 2 offers. Some people, they get 2 offers in the space of 1 week. Some people have 2 offers in the space of 1 month. They've resigned to resume this organization. However, they receive another offer, which is better than the offer they're about to resume. And rather than resuming here, they resume in the place, because you have to be selfish and get all the benefits for yourself. Right, so it's been an interesting journey over the past couple of months, seeing the value that we're adding to people, and people are really exceeding and grabbing and taking this value that we're giving. So we also have Olugbemi, that he got a job as a business data analyst at Law Depot in Canada. We have Rafiat, who got a job as a business analyst with the post office in the UK after the business analyst program. We have Uthman, who got a job in the NHS UK as a business intelligence officer. We have Emeka, who got a job as a digital analyst at Western Union. We also have feedback. So this Consola, we have feedback videos from different participants. We have Ayo Ade, who got a job in the UK in less than a month after completing our training program. And we have different testimonial videos here that you can see. So we are people that we say what we mean and we mean what to say. Everything, all the value that we have said that we're going to give in our masterclass today, we're going to give the value. And it's something that you can actually just search Tenalytics, right? Search Tenalytics on LinkedIn. Do hashtag Tenalytics. Just check Tenalytics and see our participants talk about their experience. Look at them post their projects. Look at them post their certificates. So it's not just us talking and you think, oh, Tenalytics is trying to butter. We're trying to package us. No, we say it as it is. We provide value, and when we say we're going to give you value, we mean it. We're going to give you value, right? It's about you being able to receive everything we are giving, because we're going to dish it out to you, right? So yes, so we have different people. These are some dashboards and all different projects and all. So that is it. And some of the facilitators, we have Linda, so these are Deza, this is the founder, right? We have Linda, who handled today's masterclass, right? We also have Oluseun, who is currently a product reliability engineer in Visa UK, right? He is one of our faculties. I think it was Consola or Ramat, one of them mentioned so one of the without Consola Ramat or Fiona, somebody mentioned interactions with Sean. I think it was Consola, right? She mentioned interactions with Sean. So Sean was one of our facilitators. We have Nina, we have Olabisi, we have Francis. Francis currently is a senior business analyst at Avrazel and Marshall. Sorry, always mixed. Avrazel and Marshall. Then we also have Victor, who is currently a senior data analyst at Tenalytics, and he will be handling the business analytics aspect, that's data analytics aspect, where you're talking about the Excel, the Power BI, and the SQL. So you can see, and their LinkedIn profiles are here. I don't know why it's not showing here, but it's here. So you can just click on it and you have access to that, right? So these are some of the organizations that our participants have worked in. So basically, this is Tenalytics. This is us. You can search us on our YouTube channel. You can search us on LinkedIn. You can search us on Twitter. You can search us on Instagram. We are as real as it gets. We mean it when we say we provide value to you. We find different ways to provide value. In fact, I was about to say, Kirama, thank you very much, Ubong. So I was about to mention one of the things that was coming up next week, but obviously I can't talk about it. It's for our core participants, but we're always looking for how we can add value. So even things that are not even on the value additions that we've mentioned, we're always looking for how we can add value to our participants, to our alumni, to everybody that is within the Analytics ecosystem. So we are looking forward to having you join the business analysis program for September. So the program starts September 2nd, right? And we have early bird discount. So please, if you are looking for payment details, anything, this is the link. So HTTPS, you can just take a screenshot of this page. This is the main page. So any payment you want to make, all the bank details, all the Paystack link, PayPal links, every single thing is here. You make payments, then also at the top, you will see the place to submit or fill the form to register your payments, right? And you can also message us on WhatsApp. So these two numbers here are Analytics general lines. However, we have someone who is dedicated to business analysis, right? So that is Ubong, and you can see he has been dropping a lot of comments in the chat room. Now, Ubong, in this last message that he sent, okay, second to last message, he has his phone number there. So if you want to have conversations with Ubong, you can please feel free, reach out to him, can add you to the group chat. If you're not part of the group chat, reach out to him, and that is that. Do we have any question about the program so far? Do we have anybody that has a question? Any question, any question? If you have questions, just talk to me. Talk to me about the program, about the payment, about anything, about the length. It could be anything. All right. I'm just trying to find various things that people are okay. Someone said Ubong is acting like a ghost, is everywhere. Okay, I think I see a question from Toby. Can we join a cohort that started and catch up on videos? So we don't do that, right? And that's because we don't want you to rush, right? We don't want you to rush. We want you to take it a step at a time, because we provide a lot of value. Like Ifeoluwa said, yesterday we had mentorship session where we're already challenging you, so literally it's a lot, and you already have classes tomorrow. I think this weekend you can't join this weekend, so it's a lot. When you miss one weekend in Analytics, it's like you have missed a lot. So we don't want participants to feel overwhelmed. So what we try to do is we don't allow people to join a course that started. I hope that's fine with you, Toby. However, if you're interested, you can make payments and take this early bird discount and register for the September cohort. When you register for the September cohort, right, and your payment is confirmed, you get welcome kit. And in the welcome kit, there are a couple of materials, couple of things that you can be looking at. Pending, time flies. In the next 2 weeks, we're already in September. Literally, in the next 2 weeks, we're in September. So if you're interested, make payments, seize this early bird discount. Don't come at the time we're saying, oh, it's no longer 270,000, it's 320,000, because definitely August quarter started, so you can't get early bird discount again for August quarter. Even that's if we were taking, but we're not taking, right? So please enroll with Analytics so that you can make use of the early bird discount. Any other question? Any other question? Please, you can raise up your hand and talk to me, or you can type in the chat room. Raise up your hand if you want to. I'm trying to see if there's any question in the chat room. I'm trying to check the chat room. Okay, I don't think there's any new question for me. I think Ubong has answered that. Okay, fantastic. So do we have any other question? You can raise up your hand. Right, so Ubong has pasted their attendance sheet, right? For those of us, take us through how to make a payment. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so when you click on this link, this is what shows up. Okay, when you click on this link, this is what shows up. So this is Analytics enrollment details. Now, this is, if you're interested in the brochure to see what the details of each program, you click on this link, but you're already in the masterclass, so you have an idea of the program you want to register for, but if you want to get more information, you can click on this to get that. Sorry. Then you pay initial or full payments. Now, registering initial or full payment, you register here. So you click this to fill the form. However, if you're making balance payments, so this is for current students, because this is our enrollment details, so both current and prospective students. So if you're a current student, I am making balance payments, you upload balance payments here. So this is for initial and full. So you that is intending to join September cohort, this is the form that you will fill. Then payment details, if you're interested in paying through your card. So it's not just Naira card. I think we need to change this. It's not just Naira card. You're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, in most African countries. I think majority of African countries use Paystack. I think, Ubong, please remind me, Elijah, you're here, please, we need to change this. So Paystack, you can make full payment or part payment, balance payment. Once you make payment, take a screenshot, right? If you are trying to use non-Naira or non-African cards, you want to use USD and all, you can use PayPal. So we have pound PayPal and we have Canadian PayPal, right? And we have Canadian PayPal for the program, right? Data engineering has a separate link. Or you want to do direct transfer. You make a direct transfer to UK, Nigeria. So this is UK to UK, you don't need to do NIBS or interbank you don't need to do all of that Swiss and all. This is mostly for direct UK transfer, direct transfers. This is Nigerian transfer. If you need any other thing, just use the PayPal Paystack. Then when you have done that, you click on this form here to upload your receipt. So I'm going to use Linear Analytics. I'm just showing you how it looks like. Nene, I'm a female, definitely. Type of payment, initial payment. I'm going to say initial payments next. Then you can read our terms and conditions and you accept. You have to accept before you move forward. Right? It's important for you to read our terms and conditions. There's nothing really, but it's important for you to read it. Indicate the day you make payments. This helps us to know, to easily confirm your payments. So you make payment today, right? What was your mode of payment? Did you use PayPal? Did you use Paystack? Was it a Nigerian transfer? Was it a GBP transfer? I'm going to say Nigerian transfer. You upload your receipts. Sorry, I'm going to just move this here. Let me upload the receipts because it's going to take me to my folder, so and I don't want to show that. So upload your receipts. Give me a second. Okay, I've done that. Then you now choose the program. So for this, you're going to choose business analysis, right? Then next. Then you indicate whether you want morning class or evening class. You indicate whether you want morning class. So I'm going to indicate evening class. Then you now work hot. So you can pay for September or you can pay for October. So we have people that pay in advance for the next cohort so that you can just keep your spots. So we are only allowed to pay for just the month ahead. Or you can't pay for 2 months ahead. So I'm going to click September, add your phone number, your country. I'm going to say UK. I'm currently in the UK. How did you find our Analytics? You can click on, I'll just say Analytics LinkedIn. And you submit. Make sure you click submit. When you click submit, you also get a copy of the form you have filled in your email and be confirmed within 2 to 3 working days. You get a confirmation, you get your payment confirmed, and you get your welcome kit. Is that fine? I think Cade also, I'm not sure the person that asked, someone asked in the chat room. I hope that's fine. Do we all understand this? Any other question? Do we all understand what I've done?
Yes.
Fantastic. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, I believe there's no other questions. So I think we'll have to draw the curtain here. So if you have filled the form, if you have filled the registration form for today's class, Ubong, please just post the attendance form again. If you have filled that form, you would get today's recording. Check your spam, check everything. If you attended yesterday's masterclass and you have not seen the recording, check your spam, check everything. It has been sent, except you filled the wrong email. If you fill the right email, if you fill the right details, you would see it there. So if you have issues getting anything, reach out to Ubong, reach out to Elijah, reach out to any of the Tenalytics numbers here, and you will get directed to the necessary recordings of necessary information. Is that fine?
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone. Do have an amazing, amazing weekend ahead. Bye. No one is telling me bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.